What's up, movie trivia Schmoedown fans? From my point of view, as of the recording of this video, the year is still 2021. It's almost over, but I still have a lot of Schmoedown matches to catch up on, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that now. Right now, I'm up to Saul versus Robert the Spider Parker. I'm at the point where I already know that Robert Parker won and then lost at Spectacular. So I'm not fooling myself into thinking that Saul is going to win here, but I'm still wearing the Den shirt because I'm a Den supporter. And, well, knowing is half the battle. It's one thing to know who wins and who loses. It's another thing entirely to watch how the match itself plays out. That's why I always still, say stuff like that. Anyways, I'm back to my old tradition of eating pizza while watching Schmoedown, so yeah, let's not waste any more time and watch the match. Here we go!
Alright, so you're playing Saul, but don't worry about this guy, alright? He's a little intimidating, but he's actually intimidated by you because you took no time to grow this. It took him 30 years to get to this length of his beard, okay? So, when you win, don't forget who got you here. My tutelage, right? Alright? So I got you here.
What the hell's going on?
Hey!
Kaiser!
Hey!
I thought you were in Detroit.
Oh, yeah, you were.
Detroit?
Yeah, but didn't you have a problem at the airport?
I live 2 blocks from here. I walked to the venue.
No, I can explain.
Listen, there's been a lot of things you need to explain.
Don't worry about Parker, please. Don't worry about it. Look, Kaiser.
All right, we're gonna address that later, because that was weird. In the meantime, we got this guy named Saul. I know a few ways.
Sorry. The spices are making me sneezy.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. It is the Inner Geekdom Finals. The tournament is coming to an end here. I am Christian Harloff, joined as always by Mark Baby Carrots Ellis. Mark.
Nanu to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
We were so young when this tournament started, Christian, and now it's just like a little kid. It grows up so fast, and here we are in the finals. It is going to be an epic 5-round clash. Robert the Spider Parker is taking on Saul.
Yeah, now this is a match. Now, a lot of people said Parker is going to take this tournament. Parker should get to the finals. He's done exactly what people said he was going to do. He wound up winning the first match against Jesse Swift. He wound up winning the second one against Ethan Big Time Irwin. And then Saul. After that loss to Amadou Moses, how was Saul going to handle it? Well, Saul came back firing. He won his match against Brandon Hanna, his rival. He won his match against Moose Haas. So Saul is also looking pretty good right now, and the winner will go on to play either Amadou Moses or Mike the Killer Kalinowski at Spectacular.
And some of those luminaries you just mentioned that were felled in battle at the hands of one of these two competitors we're about to meet, they're here in attendance at the beautiful Scum and Villainy Cantina in Hollywood, California, because everybody inside and outside of the Inner Geekdom galaxy wants to see this event. This is a collision course, and these two fellas have been on this road for a while. It's about to come to a head.
Yeah, we're going to find out who's going to the Spectacular. We're going to know that in just a little bit, and these guys they're both talkers. They've both been going at each other, and you look, the Den has a championship already with Thomas Harper, and they're looking to try to get Saul a title to get him to the Spectacular. Now, the Dungeon, they were the overall favorites to win the whole thing. Well, they're not in first place right now. They're scrapping to get back up there, and a win by Robert Parker here could get them a potential potential 7 points should they get to Spectacular.
What's the difference between a dungeon and a den? We don't know. Let's see if this promo has some
A
answers.
dungeon.
Well,
Well,
we got a match against a guy who goes by one name, Paul.
We don't
Paul.
lose today because he's about to go murder in the tournament.
Saul, rather, didn't get past the first round in the last year's tournament. And now here he is. He's got an opportunity to make it to the finals. He's talked about wanting to play Robert Parker.
I'm gonna swing by your house and wish you good luck. What are you doing here? You think you need to show up to my manager's house where you know I'm staying? You think you can intimidate me like this?
I'm here. Yeah, deal. Whoa!
Saul, you get wound so tightly, so high-strung. It looks like you haven't gone to the bathroom in like 3 weeks, dude.
I got more heart than you have intellect. Don't forget that. I'm not gonna come to that table playing scared. Or say something now. No, you came here, so say something.
I'm a spider.
Let's see if he's home. Hey, Paul, you home? There he is. There he is.
Look who I've played this season. Look who I've tested my mettle against. Champion after champion. Who have you played with? Barney and Friends Rejects?
No, I've seen people lose to you before the match even starts. I see how you intimidate people. I know your reputation. I know how accurate you are.
You're going down, Saul.
Look what happened last time you played in front of a live crowd. You choked hard. I love the crowd, and the crowd loves me.
Good luck, Paul.
debatable.
You're gonna need
But
it.
okay.
Not gonna work, Paul. See you soon. That's just too close. Does it just do it on its own? Yeah. Get at it.
A lot of shots fired, a lot of talking. They're both big talkers. Is it going to be the Saul show today? Is it going to be the Spider show? We don't know what we're going to see. We don't know how they're going to perform because, Mark, this is a 5-round match. Remember, Parker's never played in a 5-round match. He got close. He wound up playing Chandra Dandapani. Chandra beat him early this year. And even though, that's the thing with Parker. Parker's 6-2.
Saul never played a
that's great
5-round match
record.
either.
But when he came into the league, everyone said, this guy, this is the heir apparent. He's going to do the same thing that Smets did before him. And he hasn't gotten there yet. He hasn't gotten the shot for the gold. Saul came out of nowhere. They're like, oh, that's the guy that used to call in a Collider Live. He's not going to be any good. And now look at him. He's a knockout artist. He's really something special to watch. So this is anybody's game.
They both want to get to the spectacular, which is kind of like Las Vegas. Right now, they're in Prim, Nevada. They're oh so close. Yep. By the way, Vegas, I bring it up for a reason because there's a betting round involved in here, too. Hey, the Spider, he knows a little bit of magic. Is that going to give him an advantage in the buzzer round? We're about to find out the answers to a lot of these questions.
Magic comes
as
with
well
a
as
price,
a bunch
you know.
of stuff that Christian and I have no idea what we're asking in just a little bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's
time
for
for
the
the
movie trivia Schmoedown.
Good Brody gang we got here today.
5 rounds in the Inner Geekdom Ultimate Schmoedown Tournament.
This is the first time the Den music has been played at the cantina. If I remember correctly.
Hatest mom ever.
That's right.
She is all business when it comes to managing her competitor, Saul.
Remember, now this is everyone gives Kate crap for trading around Marisol. If she had not done that, possibly she wouldn't have gotten Saul. And there is Saul. Introducing first. Representing
The Den with a record of 4 wins, 2 defeats, and 4 knockouts. This is Saul!
Crowd's digging him.
They like him. You know, and I had incorrectly said, that Saul had broken the record in knockouts. The last time he played, that's Kevin Smets, obviously, in his rookie season, but still 4 knockouts.
It's nothing to be shy about or bashful about. 4 knockouts for him.
Yes. Did you have something to say?
You could mention that I lead the league overall in steals if you wanted to talk about Stats.
Oh, well, all right. Well, he leads the league in steals.
He
Did
is
you know
the
that?
Ricky Henderson of the Inner Geekdom division.
Thank you.
I mean, I
Welcome.
kind of
All right,
do
well,
in
there
a
is Saul,
different
the
league,
Saul
but
show.
And he has the fullest
neither
beard.
here
And
nor
he has
there.
the fullest spirit.
Yeah.
All right, so now we just wait for the spider.
That's a spider a-crawling. 8 legs.
Ow!
All know a lot about the Inner Geekdom.
There is the dungeon music, and there he comes. There is Robert the Spider Parker. Remember, they were saying the heir apparent, can he fulfill his destiny finally and get that title shot here today?
Is that the
and there he is.
Matter behind him?
Representing
Dungeon
with a record
of 6 wins,
2 defeats,
and 4 knockouts.
he is
Robert Parker!
It's Saul bobblehead night in the Schmoedown. Get one while supplies last.
All right, our competitors have arrived here. It is
Pretty sure
Parker.
Saul's gonna
it is
knock that
Saul.
gnome off the
There is a
off
garden
the
gnome.
bar
Let's
table
get
there.
to the rules of round number 1.
First and foremost, and most importantly, the garden gnome is not to attack Baby Yoda, which is hiding behind some sort of blue liquid. Now, as far as the match itself, it's Inner Geekdom, gentlemen, so 10 questions will emerge in round number 1 from 10 different corners of the Inner Geekdom galaxy here in the Schmoedown. Each question is worth a point. There's no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing, tomfoolery allowed in round number 1. Once we ask the question, you have 15 seconds to write down your best attempt at an answer with whatever writing surface you prefer. Please, once we ask you by name or nickname to show your answer, show it to the camera, show it to the audience, show it to the managers, and show it to us up here at the answer desk. You each have 3 usages of the JTE rule. Hey, he hangs out in gardens sometimes.
Yep.
JTE, that's your repeat. You get
He's
3 of
a
them
garden
total
gnome.
throughout the 5-round match. You also each have 1 challenge, may be utilized at any point. Bring in managers. We'll deliberate to our heart's content. It will be your manager that confirms and ratifies if said challenge is taking place. That gnome freaking out Grogu.
All right, here we go. So right now we are going to start with Parker. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Saul, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Let's get ready to Schmoedown!
Very confident.
Both of them.
Affirmative answers.
All right, here we go. Question 1 from the category of heroes and villains. What is the full name of the alien villain hellbent on killing Agent K in Men in Black 3?
My God.
Oh, 3.
You read that like it was the apocalypse.
Oh, this could be the apocalypse. Martha's
Pace
Well, if it was
Look at the
2,
way the
I would
Kaiser's
have
dressed.
easily gotten that. But
It's like the
And
Joker
5,
in Batman 89.
4,
I don't remember the name
3,
of the Jermaine Clement.
2.
Can you please repeat the question?
Yep, first one. What is the full name of the alien villain hellbent on killing Agent K in Men in Black 3? That is Saul's first repeat. Got
Best
2 left.
usage of a top hat in cinematic history is? Ever
What
make
do
a
you
movie
got?
out of Top
5,
Hat?
no, 4, 3, 2,
Cat in the
Willy
Hat.
Wonka?
1. That's good. Pens down. Hands up, please. We start with Robert Parker.
Boris the animal.
Yes, sir. Saul.
Didn't have it.
All right, so Parker goes up.
One of my most hated characters in cinema history. So now we move on to Star Wars. It's about spice. Your question for a point. What Imperial officer does Supreme Leader Snoke refer to as Rabid Cur?
So you get a 1 strike there for Parker, who goes up 1-0 in the first question.
Yeah.
5 rounds, Omar.
It's more like a ball to Parker because he got a point.
Wait a
Fine.
minute.
He's on.
Imperial officer?
3,
Metaphors mixed up.
2.
Not first
1.
order officer?
Hands down.
That's
Hands up,
confusing.
please. We start with Saul.
Hux.
Yes.
Hux.
Yeah, you got it. All right. 2-1.
I was going to write down Hux, but then I was like,
Question 3.
That's not the
Gonna
Empire,
shift
that's
over
the
to
First
DC. What DC Comics film features the characters of Angela Dodson, Chaz Kramer, and Lucifer Morningstar?
Speaking of DC,
Yeah.
did you find Video Drew and I grew up like 5 houses away from each other in Columbia,
Is
Maryland?
that true?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not at
5,
the same time.
4. Well, that's what I was going to ask next. 3,
Much older.
2, 1. Pens down.
Yippee, I
And
got
we start
one!
with Robert Parker.
Constantine.
Constantine.
Yes. Saul.
Constantine.
Got it. All right.
All right. Still 1 point lead for Parker.
There we
Your
go.
4th question in round 1 is from the category of Alien and Predator. They're friends, but not for long. Here's the query. What is the name of the ship that Winona Ryder's Annalee Call is the newest member of in Alien Resurrection?
Resurrection.
Parker seems
Didn't
honest
see that
in
one.
the moment.
I like the way he answered that. Yeah.
He's ready. 5. Confident. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. And we start here with Saul.
The Aruga.
Is incorrect?
The Betty.
Yes.
Yeah. That's Betty.
Parker up by 2. Parker up by 2 here. 4-2. Parker with a 2-point lead as we get to question 5. Marvel. In Daredevil, when Wilson Fisk has someone killed, what type of flower is left with the victims?
Now, see, why would you do that?
I didn't do anything.
It just feels like you're risking getting caught unnecessarily.
Like the wet bandits?
Yeah, yes, exactly. Or the sticky bandits.
5. Oh, the wet bandits first. 4, 3,
In New York.
2,
Sticky.
1. Pens down, please. And we start with Robert.
A red rose.
Red rose?
Yes. And Saul?
A rose.
To be correct. All right, here we go. Next question.
Careful of those thorns. Your next question is from the world of Star Trek, where we take our hand and do this. For a point, on how many Star Trek films was Nicholas Meyer credited as a screenwriter? Hey, this might have already happened, but you know they're shipping Shatner up to space.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
Yeah.
flying up there with
They
Musk,
did.
or one of those billionaires.
That makes sense. 5, 4,
And
3,
Prince Harry didn't
2,
like that.
1. Pens down, please, and we start with Saul.
3.
It's incorrect.
I
Parker?
said
I
2.
also had 3.
Oh, you idiots! 2. It was
I
a
got it
voyage home in
right!
the undiscovered country, Nicholas
All
Meyer.
right, so no perfect round for Parker here, and he still takes his 2-point lead as we get to
I mean, it was a lucky
our next
guess, but I
question.
got lucky.
Question 7, graphic novels. Ed Harris plays scarred gangster Carl Fogarty in what 2000s film?
Favorite Carl Fogarty song from when he was with Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Oh, man, I got a lot of them.
4 people got that, and I appreciate each and every one of you.
Have you ever seen the rain? 5, 4, 3.
Look at you.
I know that band well. 1, pens down. And we start here with Robert Parker.
Yeah.
History of
History of
violence.
violence?
Yes, Saul.
The history of violence.
You got it. All right. 6-4. 6-4. Next
All
question.
right, we are coming up around the bend here on the last
Nice.
3 questions of round 1. Question 8 is in the category of Jurassic Park. And it is. Isabella Sermon plays what character in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom? Gonna need the first and the last name. It's a championship match, you know?
Yeah,
Christian
well,
Harloff.
thank you, Mark Ellis.
See, we're
Yeah,
doing it.
I know.
They can do
5,
it.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and we start with Saul.
Didn't have it.
The paleo
Maisie
veterinarian.
That is incorrect.
No,
Looking
no,
for
no, no.
Maisie
It was
Lockwood.
It was
Maisie
Maisie.
Lockwood, my daughter,
You got
Maisie will be
Maisie.
proud.
You got Maisie right.
So Parker was
Maisie
super
Williams
confident
is
on it,
an
but got the
actress.
name switched up there. It was like a John Carlo Stanton moment there. All right, here we go. Here's the next question. Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Apes. Who composed the score for 1968's Planet of the Apes? So Saul, I'm catching a couple breaks there because the same question he missed, Parker has also missed.
You wrote down Maisie Williams, who looks a lot like me.
That's fine.
Been watching a lot of Game of Thrones.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and we start here with Robert.
Jerry Goldsmith.
Yes, and Saul.
Jerry Goldsmith.
Correct. All right, so it's 7-5. 7-5. So Saul only down by 2 here as we get to our last question.
That's right. We are
yeah,
at question 10, the final question, round number 1. No risk of a perfect game for either competitor. Here we go in the category of Who Said It? In what film will you hear Lex Luthor say, I just want what Prometheus wanted?
All right, so it's only a 2-point game.
Could it be more?
Could have
Because
been. On both.
Parker fording with a perfect, but then missing a couple.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. Saul, start with you.
Superman Returns.
Yes, sir.
I
And
said
Parker.
Batman versus
Returns.
Superman.
All right, so it's 8-6 at the end of
You
round
mentioned
1.
Prometheus in that
And
movie, so I
it's a
got confused.
2-point game with a 5-round match. Anything can happen here, Mark. It is the wheel round. In round number 2, how does that go?
The wheel emerges. The real physical wheel is here, everyone. It showed up on time and ready for its close-up. Each competitor gets a spin at the wheel. Once they settle on a particular realm of Schmoedown knowledge, 5 questions will emerge. in that particular genre. 2 points per question. Not sure you know the answer, you can ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which we pray is the correct answer. At that point, the value of the question recedes to 1. Keep in mind, competitors, stealing is available in round number 2. So keep your hands where we can. Oh, no, wait, that's the virtual one. Here, just be ready for a steal. See? Much easier here.
All right, so at the moment, Parker's up by 2. Robert, would you like to go first or second?
We're going to defer.
You're going to defer. All right, so Saul will be spinning first.
All right.
All right. All right, so now, because Robert Parker deferred, Saul will be spinning first. Saul, when you're ready.
All right, he's just going to...
That's a good spin by
Nice
Saul.
little tap on that wheel. Round and round it goes.
Well, that's the question to Saul. He's still kind of an unknown commander, what he does know, what he doesn't know inside of IG.
Yeah, but if he hits a category he likes, we've seen in the past, Christian, he is going to run
That's
scary
the whole
shackle through it, and it
the
is...
Spider-Man
Swashbuckling
slice.
Adventures.
All right.
You got 60 seconds to decide.
You got some pirates, you got some
For obvious
swords,
reasons, of course.
some hats.
We'll take it.
They're
Okay,
keeping it.
They're going to keep it. All right. So Saul will take Swashbuckling Adventures. Here we go. All right, Saul. Going to start here. Here we go. Saul, who plays Angelise in Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides?
Penelope
Angelica.
Cruz? I'm pretty sure that's Penelope Cruz.
5,
Yeah, Angelica,
4.
not Angelise.
3, 2.
Multiple choice, please.
Is it A, Kaya Scodelario, Naomi Harris, Penelope Cruz?
I don't think Kaya
Zoe
Scodelario was
Saldana.
even old enough to act when that movie came out. Actually,
Penelope
maybe
Cruz?
For 1 point.
He gets the lead to 1.
Yeah. He said Penelope
Which
Cruz.
actor appears in both The Mask of Zorro and The Legend of Zorro as 2 separate characters, one of which is Padre Quintero?
Multiple choice, please.
Is it A, Tony Amendola, B, Stuart Wilson, C, Armand Asante, D, Schuler Hensley?
A. Tony Amendola.
That's correct, for 1 more point.
All righty, multiple choices the first 2, and now he's tied with Parker, 8 apiece.
All right, here is the next question. In The Last Crusade, what U.S. state is Indy in when he tries to escape with the Cross of Coronado?
Arizona.
It's incorrect.
Utah.
Can I ask the question? Parker, in The Last Crusade, what U.S. state is Indy in when he tries to escape with the Cross of Coronado?
Utah.
Correct, for 2 points. Big steal.
Very excited about that state.
All right, Saul, here is your 4th question. In what swashbuckling film will you hear the quote, "But I cannot decide whether this horse is stupid or pretending to be stupid, tricky"?
Sounds familiar for some reason.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Second one. In what swashbuckling film will you hear the quote, "But I cannot decide whether the horse is stupid or pretending to be stupid, tricky"?
Willow.
It's incorrect. Parker, here is the opportunity to steal. In what swashbuckling film will you hear the quote, "But I cannot decide whether this horse is stupid or pretending to be stupid, tricky"?
The Lone Ranger.
For 2 more points. Robert
Yes.
Parker.
I knew I
looking
recognized the
nasty right
freaking
now.
line!
Here is the final question. here.
I thought that was a Jack Sparrow
Who
quote, but there were
plays
no horses in
the
those movies.
high-spectacled Nazi officer Major Arnold Todt in Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Ronald Dahl.
Correct. Parker, who plays the
That's
spectacled
rough.
Nazi officer Major Arnold Todt in Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Ronald Lacey.
2 more points. Robert Parker.
That is a huge round for Parker because he now has a 6-point lead. He increased his lead, and he didn't even spin that wheel, Christian. Now Parker does get an opportunity to spin the wheel, so it could be
No longer
look
the king
out, but we
steals,
still
I
have
guess.
5 rounds to go. A lot can change in the betting round. A lot can happen in the speed round, but right now Parker gets his spin.
Saul needs Parker to have a pretty bad round 2, and here is the wheel
Yeah,
for
good luck with
Robert
that.
Parker. So the wheel is set. Robert Parker now, 14-8 going into his wheel spin, and here is the spin by the Spider.
That's right. He's got his trusty pocket watch. He's got the vest. He's got the bow tie. He's got the whole thing. He's got a nice, smooth spin, just like one of his magic tricks where he is still not giving me my watch back.
And here is the spin by Parker.
Round and
Looking
round it
ahead.
goes.
No
Looks like
spinners
it's
and
going to be Heroes and
opponents, which is
Villains.
interesting.
It is.
Heroes and Villains.
How feel you? 60 seconds to decide.
Yeah, we're gonna respin that.
They're
respin it.
respinning.
All right.
Just a great buttery touch on that wheel.
Yeah. Good spin by the Spider, and he's
Right.
he's got to be feeling confident right now, because he's up by 6 going
That's
into
right. His manager just burst into a fit of clapping. And it is
right back to Heroes and Villains.
Heroes and Villains again.
Heroes and Villains. All right, so Heroes and Villains it is for the Spider. He'll get 5 questions.
The competitors are set here. Robert Parker now steps up to the plate in round number 2, where he spun Young Guns 2. I read that wrong. It's actually Heroes and Villains.
Phone a friend.
5 questions in this category. We're 2 points apiece, unless you need the aid of multiple choice. Your first question: who portrays Narcissa Malfoy in the Harry Potter franchise?
Oh man!
Helen McCrory.
Yeah.
2 points for Parker. He's on the board in a hurry in round number 2.
Damn it, that's a
Your
blind
second
spot
question:
on my end.
in the film X-Men Origins Wolverine, what class is Scott Summer in when he is introduced and given detention?
Multiple choice, please.
Your 4 options for a point: is it A, algebra, B, economics, C, Spanish, or D, history?
Spanish.
That is correct for uno points.
All right, so Parker now 17-8. 17-8.
That's right. Move on to question 3 of 5. In the film R.I.P.D., the Deados can be easily discovered because of their strong hate of what type of food? We're looking for the nationality.
Indian cuisine.
That is correct for 2 points. And Christian, that is impressive. Somebody in this room has seen R.I.P.D.
There you go. Here's the next question
Your
for Parker.
penultimate question in the category of heroes and villains: who plays Captain Amazing in the 90s action comedy Mystery Men?
Greg Kinnear. Finally, something I know.
Greg Kinnear.
2 more points for Parker. He's pounding on now. It's 21-8, 13-point advantage. Had this been a 3-round contest, that would be considered pretty close to a knockout. However, we still have 5 rounds total, and so we go to question 5 and then on to the betting round. Mr. Parker, categories heroes and villains, and your question. In Kingsman: The Golden Circle, what is the name of the diner that Poppy serves hamburgers and also dies in?
Damn it. I was just thinking about that diner a couple days ago.
Multiple choice.
Your 4 options for a point: is it A, Poppy's Diner, B, Elton's Palace, C, 1950s Mashup Diner, or D, Your Song Diner?
Pretty sure it's just Poppy's Diner. That seems too simple.
Can I get the options one more time, please?
You certainly can.
You know,
Is
I
it
mean,
A, Poppy's Diner, B,
the
Elton's
simplicity is
Palace,
what makes
C,
it
1950s
likely.
Mashup Diner, or D, Your Song Diner?
Yeah, pretty
A.
sure it's Poppy's Diner.
I don't know if he knew it or he guessed it, but it's a point either way. That is correct, and Robert Parker does not miss. He does check the multiple choice on that final question, but Christian, we're looking at a 14-point ball game after round number 2, and
Wow, I
Saul
actually had the
needs to
exact
make an
same number
impressive
of points
wager
as
and
Saul.
capitalize on it in the next round.
Yeah, it's the betting round, Mark. It's round number 3. How does it go?
We're going to Las Vegas, and in Vegas, or here in the Schmoedown in round number 3 in a 5-round match, it's the betting round. That wheel's going to be spun one more time. Once we settle on a category, 1 question will emerge to the field. Competitors will write down their best attempt at the ensuing question. But before we get there, you must place a wager. How confident are you in the genre that is spun? You may wager points, as many as 3. You don't have to wager any points, should you not want to. Keep in mind, if you get the ensuing question correct, you've gained as many points as you wagered. If you miss it, you lose that many points. That's how it goes in the betting round.
All right, so we're going to get Robert Parker up there to spin. Robert, please give it a spin, and let's see what we're betting on.
Here he comes, and I'm just going to tell the folks at home, Grogu and the gnome are up to no good behind that wheel. It is gross and graphic. I cannot believe a Muppet would do that to a gnome, but here we are.
Transformers it is. Transformers. So now they're going
Robots
to
in
bet on
disguise.
Transformers and see what they feel confident with.
All right, here we are, and the spin is Transformers. And so before Christian asks the question, we need to get a wager from each of you. So if you would please, on your whiteboard, write down how many points you want to wager in the category of Transformers. Again, you can wager as many as 3 points. You don't have to wager any points. Keep in mind, if you miss the question, you do lose that amount.
I'm wagering 0 points on this.
All right, gentlemen, here is the question. Who plays the character Harold Attinger, a corrupt CIA operative and government official in Transformers: Age of Extinction?
It's not how you phrased that subtitle when we saw the movie.
Oh, you said, what did I say? It stinks?
You said Age of Extinction.
Yeah, makes sense.
That was during your stoink phase.
Stand by it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Parker, how many points?
I bet 2 points.
And you said?
Kelsey Grammer.
And Saul, how many points?
3 points.
You said?
Kelsey Grammer.
Saul getting some ground there, just a little bit, but it is both correct. 24-11. Parker, betting 2, sees himself 24-11. So now we get to the 4th round. It's the speed round.
That's right. Saul steadying the tide just a little bit as we careen into the speed lightning round. It moves super fast, and buzzers are involved. 5 questions are in this round. They will all be asked by my partner in crime, Christian Harloff. Once he asks the question, you don't have to wait until he's done in this round. As soon as you think you know it, go ahead and hit that buzzer. If it lights up green, I'm going to say your first name. Congratulations. I know who you are. As soon as I say your name, you have 2 seconds to utter the correct answer. Should you do so within that allotted time, you get a point. If you miss the question, or you answer but not within that 2-second window, you lose a point. Keep in mind the 2 seconds starts once I say your first name.
With that, we are going to start the speed round here. Gentlemen, are you ready? Yes. Here we go. What year saw the release of Alien vs. Predator?
Saul.
2007.
Correct, for 1 point. Requiem and Michael Bay's first Transformers film was the question. Question 2. In live-action films, how many actors have played the role of Batman?
Saul.
5.
5.
That's incorrect. For 6. 6.
So still 24-11. 3 questions remaining.
In Iron Man, at what age did Tony Stark?
Robert.
21.
It's incorrect. Graduated from MIT, looking for 17.
17. He's a Doogie Howser. 2 questions remain.
All right. Here's question 4. In the Sorcerer's Stone, what is the name of Hagrid's dog?
Fang!
Robert.
He's too Fang and Fluffy.
And your winner! By way of knockout! And headed to the spectacular Robert the Spider Parker! Very impressive win by Robert Parker. Unbelievable performance here today. That is one of the greatest Inner Geekdom runs we've seen, and we've seen some special ones over the year, partner. Robert Parker came here on a mission. He was focused from the start. He sounded very confident. He looked confident. His manager wore a top hat.
I totally forgot about Adam West.
He probably
That's why I said 5 Batman.
But overall,
but yeah, Adam
he
West
himself
was in a movie.
Into a freight train. This is the Robert
in live
Parker
action
that we expected to see from the day he was born in the movie Trivia Schmoedown.
100%. When he came into the league, you're like, uh-oh, what's that guy going to do? And it didn't happen that season, but it just happened right now.
Yeah.
That was an absolutely incredible. If I'm Amadou Moses or Mike Kalinowski, I'm going, man, I got to take care of this match. And then I got that guy waiting for me at Spectacular. So Parker just made a big stamp, and now he's going to the Schmoedown Spectacular. He finally gets his title shot. He's been looking for it. He finally gets it. Robert Parker defeats Saul 24-11 via knockout.
Unbelievable effort here by Robert Parker. You're right. He is now a man to be feared. If he wasn't already scary enough, everybody has now been put on notice in the Inner Geekdom division. Here are the movie Trivia Schmoedown, and now for an exclusive interview with the winner, Robert the Spider Parker, and his manager, some guy in a hat. It's Jen Sturger.
An absolutely dominant performance today from Robert Parker. This is another 5 points for the dungeon, inching you closer to corruption. You have to be feeling pretty good about this, Kaiser.
I'm feeling great. I mean,
well,
when you got Mara and Wit and Smets and the best of all time Dan Murrell and Ben Bateman's big ass whiteboard, you can't lose.
But I do have to kind of ask you. You bring up Wit. I kind of heard that he tried to trick you out of not being here today. What's that about?
Ed, where do you get these rumors? I mean, it's like a sewing circle every time you and these schmo freaks get together. Everything's fine. We got it handled. Next question.
Sure.
Sorry,
sure,
I'm
okay.
just,
well,
waiting on
congratulations,
something.
Parker. I feel like this is kind of your coming out party at this point. You know what I mean? Like you had a chance against Chance, you had a chance against Chandru, and it's like today everything just kind of seemed to fall into place for you, and kind of throughout this
And he's
entire
gonna have his
tournament.
chance against
How does getting this
Chancelowski.
victory feel today?
It's great. I was at the top of my game today, and I wasn't on those 2 days. But best believe I'm bringing my A game every single
the
match I
Chandru
play
one,
from now on. I will be playing like that.
He was
every
on top of
single
his
time,
game.
if
He's
not
just,
better.
He just got.
You were so cool and calm and collected. What was it about
Most
today?
famous troops.
Are you attributing it to Kaiser?
He definitely helps. You know, people make fun of him, but he's got a level head. I was lucky enough to have Wit and Smets and a lot of other people here too. So it's all about people in your corner, keeping you calm, keeping your ego in check, keeping you chilled. And look, it worked today, and I think it's going to work in the future.
Now you get to go on and play it spectacular. You have one of two opponents ahead of you. It's going to be either Mike Kalinowski or Amaru Moses.
Dum 1 or Dum 2?
Dum Dum 3 forgot he didn't have a microphone in front of his face. So would you like to say that again?
You're the best at what you do. I gotta.
I rest my case. But you do
up!
have obviously a huge task in front of you on the biggest stage of the Schmoedown. Do you have a preference?
Look, at the end of their match, one of them is going to be holding on to my belt, and they can either hand it over to me right then, or they can present it to me on stage at Spectacular when I knock them out just like I did to Saul.
Very strong words from Robert Parker. Well, congratulations today. It was a fantastic match and throughout the entire tournament.
We got the biggest whiteboards, the biggest knockouts, and the biggest top hats in the Schmoedown. Get ready, because we're coming for whoever wins.
Back to the desk.
Thank you, Jen Sturger, and once again, congratulations to the Dungeon and Robert Parker. As Jen mentioned, it was a 4-point win here because of the tournament, but then because of the knockout, that's 1 extra point. That's 5 points. So 5 points for the Dungeon, and they needed it here. Parker going to the Spectacular, going for the championship. They are very excited, and he didn't care who he was playing, whether it was Moses or Kalinowski. He's saying, that's my belt. I'm going to knock you both out. And that kind of confidence, it's hurt him in the past, but it's also, he's 7-2. He's 7-2 with 5 knockouts. The guy's pretty nasty.
It's how he's gotten here, and 5 points, now 5 knockouts, and it's always that most recent knockout that is the sweetest. That's what happened today at the cost of Saul, who we know is a great inner geekdom mind. He just had a bad day. It happens to the best one. We've seen it before. How is he going to rebound from this moment? How is his manager going to help coach him through something like this? We're about to find out the answer to those questions as we toss it back to Jen Sturger.
Tough loss out there today, Saul. I spoke to both you and Kate before the match, and you guys were so calm and cool and collected. Where do you think things kind of fell apart out there? Was it intimidation from Parker? Was it, the stress of a live event? What do you think it was out there?
Well, not knowing the answers, that was a big part of it.
Yeah, I'm pretty
You
sure.
always forget that it's always like, oh, right, that was another thing that's plagued me this season. Wasn't intimidated by Robert. Robert's inspiring, actually. When you have the opportunity to play someone that good, it put pep in my step. It got me up a little earlier. Just couldn't see out there. I just couldn't. It was just I was like in a fog. So.
You've been so dominant, though, in the digital era that I'm starting to wonder, is it just getting back out in front of a crowd? Is it feeling the lights that makes this all a little bit more intimidating than the digital space?
I don't know. Again, I'm not sure that it's intimidating, but it's got to be. It'd be foolish not to at least account for that now going forward. That I have to start. I have to break that down, and I have to really analyze that and try to derive something from it, because it's obviously a factor.
Kate, you still have to feel pretty good, but with all of the performances that he's put on this season, barring the 2 live events that he's struggled a little bit more with, you still have to feel very good about his performance.
I mean, find me somebody who doesn't feel good about this guy in this league. I mean, he has more than earned his spot in this league. And the truth is, you look at the 2 outliers for him, it is live events. So we have to crack that case. That's what we have to figure out, is what's going on in a live event, because We didn't see Saul today. We didn't see Saul at Collision. There's only 2 times we haven't seen Saul. The rest of the time, he's TKOing, he's stealing, he's dominant. So that we have work to do. There's no question.
All of his wins
God willing, he gets
knockouts.
back to me next year. That is the work that we're going to focus on. And if you think that there is any part of me that does not stand by this decision to draft Saul when I did, and that I would lay down to get him again next year, you would be crazy, because I feel like I'm a genius that this man is with me. I'm a genius!
Now that you've had the ability to face Parker in person, do you feel like watching his performance today and the way he played that he has what it takes to be the next Intergeekdom champion?
I thought Robert had what it takes to be the champion, a year ago. So yeah, no, I've always had a lot of respect for Robert, and yeah, it could very well be his coronation at Spectacular. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Kate, you're going to be at Spectacular, obviously, with Harper. How are you feeling going forward? Because this is a big stage for you. Let's face it, kind of unfamiliar territory.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully I don't have to answer any of those questions. So I'm going to let Harper do that. But, I do think today's a good eye-opener for us, because the truth is, Harper hasn't done a live event either. So we're going to really have to focus in on figuring out to make sure that Harper shows up that day.
He did live event,
and,
but not
I think this was a great
front of
learning
crowds.
experience for us in the
I think
den
that's what
again.
she
So
meant.
we're gonna buckle down, and Harper's somebody, and Saul can tell you this too, because they spar. That's a guy I'm not worried about in terms of work ethic at all. But lights are lights, and they can do things. So we gotta really buckle down.
This is a really tough environment to kind of recreate for competitors. When you can practice the speed rounds, you can practice with the buzzers, you can do all of those things, but it's something about playing in front of a live crowd. Kate, the only answer I think I have for you is maybe they should do open mics.
Thank you. Yes, I need 8 minutes of comedy, and then you can get back out here. I don't know. I mean, that sounds like a recipe for just all of the problems that you and I have in our lives.
Isn't that the truth? But Saul, I think the world of you as a competitor and as a person. Please don't let today's results, beat you down. And I can't wait to see what your future holds here for you at the Schmoedown. Back to the desk.
Look, when you see, I have to give Saul a lot of credit. He could have stood up there and started to take shots at Parker and say, this is it, this is a fluke. Yeah. He didn't. He said, I got nothing but respect for Robert Parker. And he was bummed.
Whoa.
Saul takes these losses
What the
hard.
hell
but
was
as Kate
that?
said, he's somewhat.
What happened?
You can't look at what Saul
Whoa.
has done in the league. He's got 4 wins this year with 4 knockouts and say, that guy could be
I hate it when
scary
that
for
happens
anyone.
on camera, but
Yeah,
I mean,
and
3
you
in a
look at
row.
the emergence of managers and how
Something's gotta be
important
wrong
they
with
have been in the last few seasons here in the movie trivia Schmoedown. The chemistry and the rapport he's built with Katest mom Ever is not to be overlooked, because she can get him back in fighting shape sooner rather than
And,
later. We don't know
well,
when that next battle is going to
had
be,
to-
but it's
had
going
to
to be a
get
scrap,
another
because
one
Saul is
out.
going to be looking for revenge.
Well, we do know who Parker's next battle is. It's going to be against either Amaru Moses or Mike
So we don't know who his
and
next
they
battle
go
is.
head-to-head on
Only
our
I
next
do, because I'm
pay-per-view.
in the
And in the
future.
undercard
So,
of that
you know.
pay-per-view is Rick the Rager Radis and Frankie the Animal Alvarez. That all goes down. You can get your tickets on the schmoedownlive.com for that one. Patrons, obviously, at the $10 level and up will get it. What an event it will be. We're going to find out. We know Thomas Harper is going to the Spectacular. Who he plays, we'll figure that out at the end of that Star Wars tournament. And we know now Parker awaits Kalinowski or Moses.
That's right. The dance card for the movie trivia Schmoedown Spectacular starting to fill out. Here, you and I will be on hand for that great event in downtown Los Angeles. Grab your tickets at the schmoedownlive.com. That's Christian. I'm Mark. For everybody here and our good friends at the Scum and Villainy Cantina here in Hollywood, California, make it a stop on your next vacation out to the West Coast, or come move here and hang out with us. That's all for us, and we'll see you soon here at the Schmoedown.
It wasn't really a throwdown, it was a battlefield, but okay. So yeah, again, like I said, I already knew going into it who's going to win and who's going to lose, but it's all a matter of how the game itself was played, and I think Saul pretty much said that himself. He had a bad game, and he didn't know the answers to the questions he was asked, and that happens sometimes. I think it's unfortunate that he stuck with the swashbuckling adventures. He seemed pretty confident in his choice to keep it, and well, didn't do too well in that category. So, but you know, looking at that wheel itself, I don't think I saw a lot of other categories on that wheel specifically that a lot of other people would have been happy to get. So I guess I understand why he went with swashbuckling adventure, especially because Saul's the kind of guy that he doesn't want to keep getting the categories he excels at. He wants to if he has the chance to take the categories that he hasn't been tested on yet. And that's an admirable strategy. It's just, it ain't always going to work all the time. So, but I mean, Parker, I mean, he stole like 3 2-point questions in a row, and I mean, it was just Parker. He was on fire. He also missed a bunch of questions today, so you know, it happens to everyone. But yeah, good luck to. Well, I guess I can't really say good luck to Parker in particular because I already know he loses. But regardless, good luck to both of them in the next year. I should say. I answered 9 questions correctly. One of which was a question that they both missed, so I'm pretty happy with that. So, yeah. That's really it for me today. I gotta check what all these messages are all about. So, I'll see you guys some other time when I have time to watch matches. Goodbye for now. Hello again, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed this video, because I really enjoyed making it. So, if you like what you've seen here, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content like this. So, until next time, guys, I'll see you guys next time.